349-yard drive just leaves him a pitch from 34 yards here.
How about 2? See that flag dancing? Started with par at 1, Young bogeys at 2 and 4, birdies at 3 and 5. And Justin Thomas was a little farther out down the fairway. He's going to have a birdie putt coming up here at the 6th as well. He's also very close. About 3 feet coming up. He's trying to go back-to-back with birdies, and here's his shot after a nice drive, found the fairway. Completely different wind today, changing how these tee shots play on the front.
Yeah, it's a completely different golf course. We spoke about it before we went off air last night. What would they do with the golf course today? And they have set it up for scoring. And this 6th hole here has just been absolutely peppered today.
And now a couple of 3-footers as JT looks for a share of the lead. It's held right now by John Rahm, who's 3 under through 10 holes, and Maverick McNeely, who has survived the first 2 holes, one of the 2 overnight 36-hole leaders. JT could pull a chair up to the table at 4 under with this 3-footer. The 2017 and 2022 PGA champion has played his way into contention here on Saturday at this 108th PGA Championship. Thomas now a co-leader at -4. These two have spent a lot of time together. They actually played a practice round together on Wednesday before being paired together alongside Keegan Bradley on Thursday and Friday, and by virtue of 2 under par starts through the first 36 holes, again together today are Young and Thomas.
I think that's a helpful thing for any player. You know, you get to club off each other, you get a sense for how they're playing, the types of shots they're hitting. And when it gets this windy, you can see there the shirt sleeves there. Cameron Young makes all of these 3, 4, and 5-footers just that much more difficult. We may even see a couple of players just start to stand a little bit wider in their base for a little firmer base of support while putting.
Oh my. There was some confusion there on the read. It was a slippery putt, and now more coming back for par than for birdie for the, at least for the last year and a half or so, the usually sure putting Cameron Young.
When you put yourself in contention, obviously the 2 wins, obviously the one at the Players Championship again at the Cadillac. As we take a little look at this one, oh, these edges are razor sharp. Mentally, more than anything, it can grind on you. The first 2 days have not been easy. Pins tucked, scoring has been difficult. And now these blustery conditions coming out of the southwest completely changed the look of this golf course.
Oh my. A 3-putt from 3 feet away. And the 3rd bogey of the day for Cameron Young. You see it's been that roller coaster on the front 9 for Young, now over par in this round. What just happened here?
Well, you said it. It's a slippery putt coming down the hill. He just got it started. Tiny little pull, magnified. And then this one was just a push in the opposite direction. When you see a player birdie, bogey, he's pushing rather than coming out with a good, clean idea of how he wants to tackle this golf course.
All right, they're on to the 7th. Very different today with this changing wind.
Yeah, blind tee shot here. It has actually played into the wind for the first couple of days. Today, a little bit more of a cross breeze here. If you can take it on over the corner there today, you'll see a little bit more activity this pin location. 13 paces on and 8 off the right. So many of the pin locations today in these little bowls. If you're prepared to take it on, you can go deep, as we are seeing on the scoreboard and on the leaderboard there. 7th hole, playing as the 12th easiest so far for today. 16 birdies have been given up, and you can see that blind tee shot here from back of the tee box.
Can have to go and get this front 9 today. It's playing nearly a half a shot under par after playing to a stroke average the first 2 days of about 3/4 of a shot over par. This front 9 is more than a shot easier on this Saturday than it was Thursday, Friday.
Kind of like between the edge of the second tree and them. Yeah, that's great. Great.
Just going over the lines now with the wind change. Trying to pick something out in the distance to find the left and right edges. The way he is setting up here, he's looking to move this quite aggressively from left to right. That is the direction of the hole.
Cutting with that breeze. Does it cut too much? It does, and that is up in the hummocks. Those scraggly bumps of rough and hard to find the golf ball, and that could be a problem. Second time that we've seen JT wide right here at the 7th this week. Give you an idea of how bunched this leaderboard is. That birdie putt that Cameron Young had back at 6, if he had made it, he'd be tied for 4th. He 3 putts. He's now tied for 29th. That is how bunched this leaderboard is.
He needs to just put a good swing on this. Start to settle things down, get in a rhythm.
Oh, this will chase. It's got gravity on its side now. Just needs to try and hold the left-hand side of the fairway as it works down this huge drop in elevation from the tee box down to the 7th green. And will finally come to rest. But Justin Thomas is now a co-leader on a Saturday, but in a bit of trouble here at 7th as they're moving up and down here at the 108th PGA Championship. Justin Thomas has played his way into a share of the lead with Jon Rahm and Maverick McNeely. Rory McIlroy, part of feature group coverage earlier today, 66 at one point in time. He was in a share of the lead as well. Big names making moves on this Saturday. And for our feature group purposes, the start from Justin Thomas, exactly what you would want to do on this opening 9. So many birdie opportunities, pars at 1 and 2, and then drove it in an absolute beautiful spot here at 3.
Yeah, 105 yards here for Justin Thomas. Beautiful arm swing there, taking a lot of the spin out of it. And he managed to get that up within 5 feet.
Irons and wedges have been good for JT this week. So even when he finds himself in the rough, like he did here, able to escape.
And a few of these greens here have openings to the front of them.
That was coming off of that birdie over at the 3rd hole that he made. He would make bogey there at the 4th, bounced back with a birdie at 5, and then this was just a moment ago when he was short of the green at 6, pitched it up, and as we saw from the problems with Cameron Young, left that ball underneath the hole for an easy little 3-footer. But there is nothing easy now about him up here in the hay at 7.
Yeah, you can see where he's aiming here. No chance to get this one on the green, I would imagine, from that lie. Look at it. You can hardly see the lower half of his legs. And that one's just twisted the club face, come out way left, and now in the thick stuff. And you can see he's going to have a little bit of green, but it's going to be downwind coming out of the rough. That's going to be difficult to leave it somewhere between the front of the green and the flagstick to leave an uphill putt for Thomas.
You know you have to hit fairways out here, and the rough can get, you know, a little bit patchy in places, but the one place, if you walked all 18 holes, Colin, that you cannot miss is right on 7.
Yeah, when we walked it on Tuesday and we saw that fine fescue up there and the length of it, it was like, oh, are we going to see guys take it on? Are we going to see guys lay up? And the consequence so severe if you find that fine fescue.
Where is Cameron Young's head at? 29-year-old, just made his 4th start in 5 trips to this PGA Championship, but too many early bogeys here for Young.
Yeah, good chance here from 73 yards. See a little bit on the downhill. He can drive this one back. This one's going to keep getting a little bit better, but again, above the hole.
Time for him and his caddy Kyle Strabinsky to go to work on the greens and settle things down with the putter. But great hands here to make this ball dance down breeze.
73 yards is a little too close, even with a more or the most lofted lob wedge in your bag, and unable to get all the spin on it to get it back to the bucket. But all in all, not too bad.
Looking for another bounce back. Cameron Young's had a couple of them today in this round. In fact, all of his bogeys have been followed by birdies so far here in the early going. Xander Schauffele, champion of this PGA Championship 2 years ago, also in with 66. We had 2 rounds of 66 or better the first 2 days. We've now had 6 of them in just this 3rd round alone after we cut this thing down to 83 professionals yesterday. Somehow the bunchiness of the leaderboard has gotten bunchier on a Saturday. Now JT's 3rd.
Yeah, ball well above his feet here. You can see him down on the grip to sort of balance out the lie angle. Yeah, and as we expected, you can see the wind absolutely whipping down on that line there for Thomas out of the rough. That's a pretty good shot.
Not a whole lot you can do out of position here at 7.
Now you get out of position here at the 7th. You can chalk him up pretty quickly. And for our current leader, he is in damage control.
Here we go, Cameron. Back to him. My boy Cam. Go Demon Dukes. Go Demon Dukes.
How different is this golf course going to play the next 3 hours for these guys as they did for our featured groups earlier today, and where we saw those? I mean, Chris Kirk, if he doesn't double 18, shoots 63. We had multiple 65s, a couple of 66s as well on the board.
Yeah, out super early. The greens are a little bit softer. The wind this morning was almost not a conversation, but as it continues to pick up throughout the day, we're expecting gusts in excess of 20 miles an hour today. Different wind direction. These greens are going to get firmer. They're going to get faster. And don't forget the foot traffic of the players, the foot traffic of the caddies, also around the hole, makes them even shinier and even faster, as we saw at the previous hole there for Cam Young.
There you see this green little valley here on the right side where this hole is cut, and not as many three putts today around the entire property because of some of the friendliness in the hole locations from Kerry Haig and his team overnight. So putting through the valley for both JT and Cameron Young.
And you're going to see this a little bit from this sort of, if we could call it a chasing pack that started behind our leaders. You know, they're going to be pushing a little bit. They would have been watching the early telecast. They would have seen the scores that were being shot out there, and that's why you're seeing these sort of birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey. They're pushing the limit a little bit. They've got to be careful not to push too hard and take themselves out of a position to potentially hoist the Wanamaker tomorrow. Super fast putt, made a little bit easier, putting back into the breeze.
Turn.
That's a good roll. But going to be a drop shot, and you're just sort of accepting bogey at best if you drive it down that right-hand side, which is what JT did. And he's going to fall out of a share of the lead.
You know, these caddies today have an extremely important role, not only to make sure that all the numbers, the game plan is stuck to and adhered to, but also too, you're going to see these ebbs and valleys, these peaks and troughs, and you know, it's an emotional roller coaster in a major championship. And they're going to have to remind their player often, bogey is acceptable. You can't afford the double boxes on the scorecard, not on a moving day on Saturday.
First time he won't bounce back today after his third bogey back at the 6th. It's been a really good putting week until that 3-putt a moment ago at the 6th for Young. One of his better starts in a major and even this season with the putter. This was a good read, just didn't hit it hard enough.
Yeah, that might have had a little bit of a residual effect from the previous hole. How fast it was.
Oh, Justin Thomas gets a share of the lead on 6, gives it right back at 7. And now we will head down the hill to the 8th, where it was as long as you could imagine on Thursday. Different wind today, but boy, have they hidden the hole over here on the left side of the green.
Yeah, you mentioned Thursday, 245 yards played as the most difficult hole on the golf course. They shortened it up a touch at 173, and now right in the middle, 198 it is playing today, but you said it. Look at it, that pin tucked way over in the left portion. This is on a shelf no bigger than about 20 feet by about 10, 15 feet wide. Very, very difficult pin location to get to at the 8th. And that is one of the reasons why we have only seen 3 birdies all day, playing as the 4th most difficult hole.
Yeah, only 3 tee shots today inside of 10 feet. Somehow 2 players have gotten it in a tap-in range, but everybody else sort of dealing with trying to find the middle of the putting surface. There you see the 3 birdies, 4th toughest hole on the golf course. It was the toughest hole on the golf course on Thursday, but don't tell Justin Thomas that. One of the best shots we've seen all week. 5-wood.
Yeah, this is a great shot here from the blimp way upstairs. Look at this thing tracking the ball the entire way. Choked down 5-wood, gets a little release forward. And that would be up within 7 feet of the hole there for Thomas on a day that we weren't seeing much activity at all.
Nope, 6 feet 2 inches in this field of 156 professionals. It was the best shot of the day on Thursday. It led to birdie for JT, as Cameron Young would love to hit it inside of 7 feet here on a Saturday.
Wind into here from the left for these players. Elevated tee, so important to hit your window.
You're supposed to do that. I said, I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. That's exactly what the hole is asking you to do, isn't it, Kyle? Just accept 30 feet.
Yeah, this is one pin location.
Yeah, exactly.
You mentioned it's the 4th most difficult hole. It's only yielded 3 birdies all day. It's if you can just get it in that valley just to the right side of this pin location, that's what you're trying to do. Let's listen in here.
And if it gets, even if it's up the center, 5 past is not terrible. But yeah, I'm just on our side. 7, 8. Catching your eye. Yeah, this just feels like one of those where a 6 is going to have so little spin that it's going to. Correct. You'd almost have to hit it back into the wind. Gone, and a 7 I feel like isn't going to sniff it. So that's why I'm thinking. I mean, if you could flight the 7, can you get 77 out of it? I don't know that I can. To be honest. I think honestly it's almost like hitting like a little British Open shot, you know? Sure. Like trying to land it almost just short of the green, and yeah, I'm following you there. Just kind of running up my cams well there. Yep.
Great player caddy conversation there. Matt Minister, Justin Thomas, back and forth, and they've settled on trying to hit some sort of Open Championship kind of shot here. You can see there the chit bottom left, wind across into 13 miles an hour. Look for this one to land short of the green and try and kick forward.
6 iron is what they decided on. So many chippy shots with 13 yards worth of elevation downhill.
Oh, wind's got this one. Oh boy. We're not going to know until we see Thomas down there whether or not that's rolled up the backside of the bunker. That would be incredibly difficult. This is just such a hard shot. You said it, Will. We're elevated tee shot here. It's 11 yards downhill, trying to hit a chippy low shot. I would have liked to have seen him maybe try and draw that one a touch rather than ride that wind, but
5th tee ball in that bunker today here at 8. 50-50 up and down so far. We'll see if Justin Thomas can improve those odds. Yeah, I was.
the PGA Championship from Aronimink. There are 58 players within 6 of the lead, the most in history.
McNeely going on a run.
Michael Kim, he is making everything he looks at.
Lie in wait, and these golfers are now taking advantage.
Moving day. What a story we have unfolded.
Anybody's guess who's going to have the lead in this tournament at the end of the day or even tomorrow. It could be Justin Thomas, who was a co-leader a moment ago. Bogey at 7, now trying to avoid back-to-back bogeys here at 8. Got to get up the slope. And that might get repelled. Oh, it's going to stick. Run up there and mark that ball.
Yeah, that is such a difficult shot there for Thomas. There was no way he could have flown that up on top and kept it there. That would have been such a difficult shot. So
you heard SVP talk about the 6-shot gap between the top of the leaderboard and the top 50, which was the tightest with the most number of players at the halfway point in this championship in 20 years. We had just an 8-shot gap between the leaders and the cut number yesterday, which was the smallest gap since the 2006 PGA Championships. You're talking about 20 years. And I'm just in my head right now, thinking about how many different people. Right now there's a 4-way tie for the lead. Ludwig Oberg now has a share. Matty Schmid has a share. Aaron Rai has a share. I think we've already seen 10 players today at least as a co-leader on Saturday. We could have 15 or more different players touch the lead today. Nick Taylor, as I'm speaking, tied for the lead. Steven Yeager just rolls in a birdie, tied for the lead. It's insane right now on a moving day.
Well, I think the PGA of America did a fabulous job testing the best players in the world, the strongest field in golf, the first 2 days out at their office, and then today giving a little bit of reprieve to allow the cream to come to the top, to players to make a move, and we're seeing it on the leaderboard as Cameron Young with a uphiller coming up that tier. He's got to be careful not to let it get away on him. Oh, great effort. Rory McIlroy was pretty bullish last night, talking about the pins and the pin locations and how difficult it was and a bunched up leaderboard, but you always knew that they were going to set it up a little bit more easy today to allow people to go out and with the freedom and make some birdies, and that's what we're seeing. And I think this is going to be one heck of an afternoon, and it's going to be an amazing Sunday.
Yeah, Rory talked about the characteristics of a golf course not allowing for separation, to have a player that can have a great round. Today the golf course was set up for that, to have that level of separation. And we saw those good rounds early, but now with the wind kicking up, you just really wonder how many players this afternoon could match a 66 or a 65, which means you could actually have an even more condensed leaderboard, Colin, because all those players out early today that started at +3 or +2 climb to even -2 or whatever, but you're not going to have anybody that leaves -4 this afternoon. It is incredible how many players are still in this golf tournament almost midway through a Saturday. JT to avoid back-to-back bogeys. So much conversation, Colin, about what's fair and what's not. We've seen these players make birdies. They've taken advantage of putting the ball in the fairway and having wedges. Bad swing at 7 off the tee, bogey. Bad swing off the tee at 8, bogey. If you don't hit good shots, you will get punished.
And that's what you want at a major championship. Yeah. You want to be able to say every aspect of your game is going to be put to the ultimate test here, and that's what they've done here at Aronimink this year.
All right, maybe a chance to earn it back as this duo will make the trek back to the 9th tee and then a long march up the hill.
Yeah, 609 yards today. Does play 8 yards downhill, but then once you reach the valley of this par 5, it's an uphill climb all the way, some 14 yards up to a pin all the way in the back portion. With the wind today at the 9th being downwind, you're going to see a host of players be able to reach this green in 2, and it has been a feeding frenzy for Eagles so far on the day. 39 birdies, and as a result of that, it's playing as the second easiest hole. And you can see when we walked to Will Haskett on Tuesday, he said, "Where's the ninth? Where's the ninth tee?"
We didn't go back to that tee.
No, it's a long way.
Yeah, that's too many steps.
Yeah, a lot of steps back there.
Oh, our crack ESPN research staff, shout out David and the whole gang. They do have a tab going on how many players have had to share the lead so far today.
Oh, good. You mentioned it there.
Do you have a number in mind already? How many think you've already?
Well, you said 9 or 10. I'm going to go with 7.
13 players have had to share the lead at some point in time today. 13.
Oh, that's amazing.
And we're just getting to the end of the front 9 for the last few groups.
Wow. See, that to me is what I want to see as a viewer. I want to see.
Yeah, sure.
I want to see birdies made. I want to see a little bit of indifferent play. We've seen that with our featured group, Cameron Young and Justin Thomas so far today. But I kind of want this exciting crescendo for tomorrow. I don't want to see separation. You know, one guy at the top of the leaderboard. I want to see the storylines that are going to unfold already, and we're starting to see it.
I'm an Indianapolis resident. It's supposed to be pole day today back at the Indianapolis 500. It's raining in Indy, so the cars are on the track. But this is like having all of the cars still on the lead lap at the midway point of the race. It's exactly what you want. Anything can happen. Like here yesterday, Cameron Young, an Eagle, sort of jump-started his weekend on his final hole of the second round. That needs to find short grass fast.
Look at that thing go.
There's no way. No way.
Seen some frustration from Cam here the last 45 minutes.
Couple of pars at the 9th hole. Hasn't been able to take advantage of this par 5. Only 2 of them on the golf course here at Aronimink. He's actually played it, his par 5s in even, which for Justin Thomas would be frustrating. And you can see him, look at that, hugging that right edge of that tee box here. He's trying to create an angle, all the wind at his back. This is going to be a big slice from left to right. Got to hit it, wind.
Two in the left-hand rough. This hole has gotten absolutely torched today. 4.371. There's been 39 birdies, 4 eagles, but the path to that a little bit taller now after the rough off the tee for both of this duo. About ready to make the turn with our afternoon feature group. Justin Thomas, where he began the day at 2 under par. Cameron Young, too many mistakes in this front nine. He's 1 over, but hoping that this 9th hole provides the same sort of turnaround or jolt of energy like we saw yesterday. This was his second shot to finish up his second round. 171 miles an hour of ball speed off the deck with the 3-wood. Superman and Batman had nothing on that super trait. What's your superpower? I hit it a mile, and then I can also roll it. Eagle for Young, and all of a sudden he was 2 off the pace at the midway point of this tournament. So you see the second eagle on a par 5 in a major for Cameron Young. Don't know if you're going to be able to make an eagle today from that left-hand rough, but you can see how many eagles and birdies there have been today. Only 2 players have dropped a shot today here at 9.
Yeah, when you get this par 5 playing down breeze as much as it is today, and a back pin location with an opening to run something up and on this green, you are going to see a whole bunch of birdies. Thomas just doing the math here. He's got a good clean lie. You got to see plenty of ball there. He's got 274 yards all the way to the bucket in the back portion of the green, which is 27 paces on. That'll make it a 247 front. Plays uphill some 14 yards. It's 261 in my math. Matt Minister, of course, allowed to use rangefinder this week. Of course, he can't have the slope adjustment for that, but they'll have that in their yardage book.
If it lands in the upslope, what's the worst thing? It's going to slow down some, and it's still going to go through the green. Yeah, I mean that's okay. Yeah. And if it lands perfect in an upslope and just gets up and gets this, yeah, I mean I'm landing this. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of players, Colin, in majors the last couple of years with thick rough that have gone to more fairway metals in the bag. It was the debate between 4-iron or 5-wood for JT. We've seen 7 woods, even 9 woods for some players to get through some of these lies.
That's 261 yards adjusted front. He's got at least 15 yards of help here. Oh my goodness.
That is not the commercial and the marketing opportunity for fairway metals out of rough. That may have tumbled into a bunker, and the likelihood of birdie evaporating here for Thomas.
Yeah, if that's got up at the lip there, I don't think downwind. Now that bunker there, some 100 yards short of the green. And that lie was absolutely perfect.
Much more loft on this club for Cameron Young.
Yeah.
Well, the bunkers on the left are the ones that Thomas just went into. There's another one further up, so he's obviously just trying to get this one out, stay short of that bunker.
Right.
That is probably 2 of the worst shots that we've seen from world-class players. First Thomas, and then Cameron Young was trying to actually go, you know, to the right of that bunker. Took it a little too maybe easy. Got a little bit of grass caught around the hosel, shut it down, and now both of them are in the fairway bunker.
At least he had a mild sense of humor about it and what has not been a front nine to laugh about so far. But both of these players scrambling, walking up the hill here at 9. Heavy rough. What to do? Indecision. How you answer that question might be a call to your local professional, your PGA professional. We've got one on call every single day. Hey, it's Joe Hallett. He's down in Frisco. What's up, pro?
I'm just enjoying a little wind down here, gentlemen, just like you're enjoying up there. And man, oh man, I'm still trying to scratch my head around. I think Justin hit it. Did you say 171 ball speed? I mean, this tip is over. Nobody can hit a ball with that much speed coming off of it. We're seeing a couple of things, and one of them is, as you're playing out of the rough, you have an opportunity to use some different fairway metals. But I specifically wanted to show the 3-wood, how you would keep it down in the wind for our average golfer down there. And I would suggest doing a couple of things. One is grip down on it a little bit. And if you'll notice something, the bottom of this club is nice and rounded. It's nice and soft. It's a little bit like your sand wedge, believe it or not, just even more surface area on the bottom. So we're going to use that to our advantage. And you might even try this out of a little bit of rough, not a lot, but a little. Put the ball back, get your upper body leaning forward, and yes, you are going to hit down on it a little bit, but that's going to bullet the ball out of there. So ball back a little bit, upper body forward. Enjoy this bottom of the club, because it's going to make you hit a good shot that'll stay underneath the radar and underneath the wind.
Needed to put Joe on the bag of our 2 featured group players, teach him how to hit that shot, or else we wouldn't be in the precarious spot. Thank you, pro. Thank you, Joe. We'll be back to Frisco and Joe Hallett later on throughout the course of the broadcast to see these things that these two are dealing with. Ball got out of the bunker for Justin Thomas.
I've got to think this is an amazing break here for Thomas. Try and at least land it maybe on the first third of the green and let it release back to this pin. Oh, and there's the slope they were talking about for their second shot. That ball's going to come back some.
Thomas scrambling here at 9. Not on the green in 3 at this par 5.
This is just all athleticism, reaction. You never practice anything like that. You're expected to pull it off at the biggest of times.
We had that micro discectomy surgery over the winter. You still have to wonder on those type of shots when you can't rotate. Just so hard to trust it sometimes, but up near the green now, Young.
By far the most difficult shot in golf is the long bunker shot. You have to clip it absolutely perfect. Stay.
So that will be for the birdie for Young, to trying to get it back to even par in this round, and 2 under for the week.
I was surprised at the loft when I saw Cameron choose this club. It's a long, long way, and I'm sure that was his gap wedge. You see, sometimes players will go back to a pitching wedge or even a 9-iron on those longer ones, but all in all, it's a pretty good shot from being out of position.
So this is not the par 5 that these players were hoping for when you make the turn. Mention how much easier the front 9 is playing today compared to the first 2 days. Back 9 also is slightly easier. It's still playing over par though in this 3rd round, and you still have 6 of the 8 hardest holes on the golf course reside on the back 9 today, Colin. So if you're Justin Thomas and you're Cameron Young, you put yourself in good position going into the weekend, but neither of these players appear to be putting together an under par start on the front 9. How much of a challenge does that present for them to try and climb when they get to the back 9?
Well, you know, that's the thing, is that they would have been watching what was going on. Both of these players are extremely explosive, and I just sense that maybe they're trying almost too hard. You know, this 9th hole here is obviously the second easiest hole it's played, to a scoring average of 4.375. It's 607 yards, and yes, it is downwind, but The fourth hole, playing 460 yards, just playing just 1/10 of a shot. Less difficult. They are not taking advantage of these opportunities.
Hold on.
They are getting that sheen and shine to them that you expect to see on the weekend of a major championship. All these balls are just starting to roll out a little bit more.
You see the wind in relation to the holes that are playing under versus over par, and with these winds picking up, reason why you have to take advantage of the 9th, because you turn around and look at the 10th, right back into the teeth of the breeze, and you're dealing with cross breezes. 12 is a completely different hole today with that wind kind of in and out of the right-hand side for the players. Only the 13th and 16th holes playing under par on the back 9. Wind will tell a story. 82 players made the cut. One PGA professional, Ben Kern, representing the Corebridge team of 20, made this cut. And we always track the splits, right? Early versus late. It'll be amazing to see the scoring difference today from those that were out early versus those that were out late.
It has been an eventful trip. Up number 9 here. Cameron Young left off the tee. Had to try and hit what would have been a relatively easy little pitch out. Stay to the right of the fairway bunker that guards the left side here. Pulled it into that. Explosion to this point. Now putting downwind quite aggressively and uphill. That combination, it can be a little bit tricky for speed control. He's doing a lot of mumbling to himself, Will.
He was 4th in the field in putting through 36 holes. He ranks 75th out of the 83 that made the cut today, after the putter was not as kind on his front 9. And now, while he still has a little knee knocker for his par, I mentioned to this point today, only 2 players have made a bogey or worse here at this downwind par 5, and JT needs this to avoid being the 3rd.
Yeah, if you had said to him 605 yards ago or 607 yards ago, you're going to have this length of putt just inside 12 feet to avoid a bogey, especially playing downwind, he would have probably taken an any money bet on that. Quick one. Made a little easier with the wind back into him. Still coming from his right.
Is a very disappointing 6 for Thomas. Stood on the 7th tee, JT did, in a share of the lead of this golf tournament, and is going to walk off of the 9th green. 4 shots back of the lead and outside the top 25. Think about that. 3-hole stretch, 3 bogeys in a row, and he goes from co-leader to not even in the top 25.
And that's what you get when you have that bunch leaderboard. You have those, those moments where, there was a little indecision, a couple of poor swings, and suddenly it's, like you say, you could slip down that leaderboard in a heartbeat, but also, too, it gives you the moments where if you can be somewhat aggressive, make an eagle, you can make that leapfrog pretty quickly. imagine this is more than just an inside edge putt here for Young.
The 3-putt from 3 feet really stung at 6 when sort of felt like everything was turning in his favor. Did a good job to rally back with pars at 7, 8, and 9. But now both of these players over par on this moving day, losing ground, and need to re-engage as they turn to the back 9. But it is very hard to get back on positive ground when you're turning back into the breeze, and 10 is a brute now.
Oh, it is. It's a downhill par 4 measuring the shortest it has all week at 474 yards. You said it is a difficult hole. 2 bunkers down the right, thick rough down the left. In this pin position, a little bit more generous today in a valley created by the tier on the left and the seam on the right-hand side. 2 good shots, a shot in the fairway and a good iron shot here. You'll be rewarded with a birdie. Look, if you get out of position here, incredibly difficult hole. You can see reflected by those arrows, both long and right. And you can see as these players start to arrive at the tee here at the 10th, just how blowy it is today. Different wind direction, has been out of the northwest for the first couple of days. Today out of the southwest. And I can tell you it's kicking. Just 10 birdies here today. It's 15 bogeys, 3 others. So that scoring average of 4.16.
This hole averaged only 10 birdies per round on Thursday and Friday with the full 156-man field. There were a lot of birdies early today here at 10, but that was before the wind picked up. And now here of late, those bunkers down the right-hand side are in play. I would love to see a hour-by-hour breakdown of the scoring average of the 10th, starting with the first groups that finally made their way here. Probably, what, about 9:45 this morning until now. Here we are, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's amazing, well, how much a golf course evolves and changes throughout the day. Played as the 2nd most difficult hole day 1. Played as the most difficult hole yesterday and ranked at as the 5th most difficult today. A lot of that has to do, obviously, with the wind, but it's an elevated tee shot. And when you get an elevated tee shot into the wind, difficult to commit.
No, no, no. Get left.
That would be a layup.
So much of what you want to try and feel like you do from the tee is to flight it down. And when you start flighting your driver down, you haven't done that, it's very difficult to commit to making a good aggressive swing. Interesting to see if Thomas tries to hit that fade that he's been going with. It's a pretty thick rough down that left side. It looks like exactly what he's trying to do.
It's not fading.
Seeing that the last tee shot too at 9, aiming so far left, trying to hope for this big cut back to get in the fairway. There is a pond short of the green here at 10. Long, no good at all.
It has not been a positive hour or so for this duo, and it's not getting much better. 2 missed fairways here at 10.
Even if you don't know the name Donald Ross, you know his work. He designed these beautiful pastoral golf courses which age like Wedgwood china or Tiffany-stained glass. Places that feel like they grew themselves instead of being born with paper and pen. Pinehurst, Oak Hill, Eastlake, Seminole. But every artist has his masterpiece. For Ross, that was here, a place he returned just before he passed away in 1948 and declared, "Not until today did I realize I built better than I knew." This week, some part of his spirit remains alive and floating around these grounds.
My favorite architect, Donald Ross. Incredible green complexes have been testing the world's best all week long. Aaron Rai passing the test right now. A one-shot lead over 6 players at 4 under par. There are 4 players at -3. There are 12 players at -2. And our featured duo of Justin Thomas and Cameron Young currently tied for 24th at 1 under par, but they will be working hard to try and stay there here at the 10th. Young, nothing but bogeys from that bunker down the right-hand side, and not a whole lot of goods coming from that left-hand rough either today on this 10th hole, as they make their way to the back 9, looking to make a charge against all of those that are in front of them on the leaderboard. Alongside Colin Swatton, I'm Will Haskett, our featured group coverage here in the 3rd round of the 108th PGA Championship. It has been an interesting day. It's getting more interesting by the moment. And Steve Scott going to join us for this back 9. Steve, welcome to the party.
Yeah, definitely. The wind is whipping at this party right here, and this is no picnic for Cameron Young. He's going to just have to pitch this down the fairway, so close to that lip. Very, very tough hole here today at number 10.
JT might be about a hole here. Maybe take the camera, I'm not sure.
All these players have a layup number that they love to get to. So much of that will be driven by that pin location. What's going on? Is it going to be Thomas?
No, I think Cam is away. They're just trying to figure out where they want to lay this ball up to. The hole location's in a pretty easy spot for getting a wedge within about 6 or 8 feet. So just put this ball in the fairway, and look, this is a fight. I mean, there's nothing easy about winning a major championship.
It looks like he's just gone back, maybe. We'll switch to the club there. It looks like a little more. Safely out.
Now JT's got 172. He's got a lie. It's kind of one of these teaser lies. It looks like it's pretty good, but I think if he digs down too deep, it will really gobble the club up. But he should be able to get this one on the green with some good, clean contact. He should be able to get this club head on the back of the ball.
He has been missing right
I was just
with the drive up. The majority of the time. This one well left.
I can, yes.
You're going to take on some risk if you want to try to knock this thing on the green, but should be able to do it. Maybe just a good strong 7-iron into this stiff wind right now.
That low collection area will test Justin Thomas's short game, trying to get it up and down to avoid 4 consecutive bogeys. And Steve with us, but has also been walking with these guys. What shifted? Was it as much the wind, or did you sense something with these players? Because it has gotten really hard for them the last 4 or 5 holes, just kind of trying to control swings.
You're right. They've been up and down. I mean, I watched that nasty 3-putt there kind of thwarted the momentum, certainly, of Cameron Young. But one of those things with Justin Thomas, I mean, they had a few birdies in a row, but look, there's just some tough holes. And with this wind kind of into left to right on 7, it was a tough tee shot. 8 is a very tough tee shot with a hard hole location. You're going to just have a tough stretch of golf here that it's the wind has definitely freshened over the course of the day.
To imagine the frustration, though, for Young and Kyle Stravinsky, a little lessened by the fact that this is an accessible hole, Colin, where you can get this up and down and try and build momentum with a par saver.
This hole is right in the trough right here. I mean, he takes it past the hole. I mean, it could funnel right to it.
We've heard more demonstrative yells from Cameron Young in the last hour or so than we probably heard all day Thursday and Friday combined.
Well, this one just 90 yards, trying to flight it down. You can see the flags at the top of the screen there, straight back into the breeze. And when he was over that, it looked like his most lofted wedge as well, but like you said, he's just visibly frustrated, and it's been a challenging month for Cam Young. Players Championship backed up again at the signature event, the Cadillac Championship down in Miami. Winning is great, but it comes with a lot of obligation, a lot of stress, a lot of emotion. It's been a battle out there the first 2 days, and I think that might be just getting to him a touch.
The amount of high leverage golf shots that he and several others have had to hit in the last 3 weeks, you could expand that out to 6 or 7 weeks. This is a fight right now. How do you stay mentally engaged in that fight?
Well, that's where he's leaning on Kyle a lot today. Like, you know, both of these caddies and all the caddies out there on the golf course today, you know, some are having a little bit easier job of it, but, you know, that's when they have to rely on your caddy. Keep positive momentum, positive speak, positive talk. Just really try and keep their man focused on the fact that no one's going to hoist the Wanamaker until tomorrow evening. And now is your opportunity to just stay in that fight, stay in that hunt, and try and do the best you can with the tools you've got today.
JT's kind of looking low right here, like he's going to hit a bump and run and hit it into the hill and hope to kill it. These lies are so tight around these greens here that it takes a lot of concentration and precision to hit the exact shot you're looking for. Yeah, he's going to go low and bump and run this. He would ordinarily go high and try to put the spinner on it.
So precise on more than anything your second bounce.
Come on down.
Let's try it. Well, something must have bothered him not to want to go upstairs with that one, especially with the wind into from the right. He could have lofted something there and used the wind as a bit of a backstop, but maybe just the lie didn't quite appeal to him.
You're right, Colin. I could see him looking back at the ground just after he made contact and just kind of maybe second guessing exactly what he went through there.
The wheels for him are spinning violently at the moment. Get that tee ball back at 7. Found that fine fescue that's almost knee high, and from there it's just been struggle town. Well, he's been dotting his way up 9. He's dotting his way down 10. Cameron Young. A couple of poor tee shots. Forced his hand, but it's going to be Justin Thomas first to putt. A slick one down the hill.
It sure is. It'll kind of level out as he gets closer to the hole, but a couple little slopes here in the middle. This is not an easy putt to read.
And that will be the 4th consecutive bogey for Justin Thomas in this round of golf. It's the first time he's had 4 bogeys in a row in a major championship round since the 2020 PGA Championship. That was out at TPC Harding Park. And there you see tying the longest streak of his major career. So he needs to end that quickly. But wow, you go from leading the golf tournament to having half the field in front of you in the span of 4 holes.
This one putting right up the trough here for Cam. Very makeable.
Well, this group's going to get really quiet walking to the 11th tee. Aronimink is taking its toll on Young and Thomas, and a couple of 5s here to start the back 9. But an opportunity with a good tee ball at 11 to put yourself in position to maybe get it right back here at this par 4.
Yeah, playing 417 yards today. You can see a sea of bunkers. In fact, there's 20 of them on this hole alone. Players will take it down the right-hand side over those bunkers. Wind aggressively off the right today in this pin location. It's there if you are prepared to take it on. You can see those white arrows just beyond the flagstick. Anything a little long, little left here, you can bring it back towards that flagstick. But if you're short, it will come all the way potentially off the front of the green here at the 11th. Yielded 11 birdies so far today. Like so many of these holes today, especially PGA of America setting up this course a touch easier and more friendly locations to make scoring a little bit better, and we are seeing just that. But we're also seeing players struggle. Our guys in our feature group, Cameron Young, Justin Thomas, are doing just that. But a good opportunity here, Steve, to reset, refocus, and maybe find some momentum coming home to the house.
It is pretty strong wind off the right of these players right here. But to your point, yeah, the golf course is definitely almost 200 yards shorter than it was on day one. 71.63, the total number today on the yardage. But the wind is the big factor.
Trying to ride that wind off the right, and that will hold the fairway.
Case in point about this golf course changing, there are 4 groups behind this duo. This was the 5th to last group out today, Cameron Young and Justin Thomas. The last 5 groups on the golf course right now, again, some of them still finishing up the front 9, and obviously these guys at 11 are a combined 16 over par. So we talked about scoring, but wind picked up, the weight to get to it, different golf course than what, say, a Rory McIlroy who shot 66, or Nick Taylor or Matty Schmidt shot 65. They're all near the top of the leaderboard. Different golf course these guys are playing on.
JT with that comfortable wind for a right-hander. He can hold this one up against the wind and flight it straight.
Much better pass there for Thomas, not trying to do so much with the driver. And he is rewarded with the beauty down that right side. You know, you got to wonder too how much of that. We'll get back to that thought.
Don't ring that bell. Might crack all the way in half. Historic Philadelphia, not far away from Aronimink this week at this 108th PGA.
There's going to be some very adventurous putting this week, there really is. These big greens, quick, slopey, tight pin positions. You're going to have a velvety touch. And it's so easy to see this is downhill, a bit from left to right, and it looks icy quick. But just watch how quick it is. Just a little nudge, it's just a waft. You think there's no way that's going to make it. But it just keeps trickling. These are Augusta fast. Founding ground to a halt. But the alternative is when you're putting back up the hill. You can see there's a bit of grain into your face, up the slope. You know it's slow, but this way it's surprisingly slow. You've got to give the ball a good hit. Still not going to make it. These greens are top quality. Perfect surfaces, but so tricky. And as they get faster and faster, your touch has got to be just right, your nerves got to be strong, got to be able to read them. It's going to be a joy to watch this. This is going to test the very best to the limit.
And that last spot, not too far away, Colin Swatton, from where the hole is cut today. So again, if you can get the ball to hold the middle of the green, you know how slow it's going to be coming up the slope there to a left hole today, and that's exactly what Justin Thomas and Cameron Young are going to have to figure out here at 11.
Yeah, a couple of good tee shots in the fairway finally here at the 11th. Thomas, a drive of 317 yards, I should say. Cameron Young, obviously, a touch further at 321, just 95 yards left for him. We saw the pin up here in round one, actually. It was just a few paces to the right where this one is here today.
All right, golden opportunity for both of these guys right now to really rectify this round right now in a heartbeat. Bring it back off the slope if you want. This is a very receptive hole location here at 11.
Must bring it in from left of the flagstick to try and avoid that huge tier that'll feed it down into the valley. Easy now, easy.
Bye-bye.
That's exactly what Ken Brown was talking about. There's that tier. Thomas really had to bring it in on the left side of that. That is going to wander all the way to the low point of the valley. It's got to be careful not to go off the front. Is it done yet? He knew it there, right there. He's like, oh.
Well, you were right. You have to keep this ball left of the hole, and I'm sure Cameron saw that one and is going to learn from it very quickly. Driving in here a little bit lower, using the slope on the left.
That's where you have to put it. And Cameron Young, better execution and able to stick it, and what has been the players, that's a fair test. You just have to execute the shot as it's asked of you, and Cameron Young just did that.
Well, it's not like they haven't seen this pin location. They saw it in round one. They know what they have to do. It's just a matter of executing and doing it in the moment. And that one there, an absolute beauty there for Cameron.
Again, two sons of PGA fathers as we're gearing up around the country for PGA Junior League season. It brings friends, families, and communities together through golf, all with expert PGA and LPGA coaching. Find a team near you at PGAJuniorLeague.com. I haven't seen what the jerseys look like this year. You know, they changed the jersey patterns from year to year.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it's very cool. Jersey unveil day. Always exciting for the kids. Well, Justin Thomas was close a moment ago, but you see the few 3-putts that we've had today at 11, all from down here at the bottom of that little valley where the ball is pulled, and 50 feet after hitting it inside at 10 at one point in time. I just heard someone shout at him, "Don't leave it short, everybody else has." And I know players are supposed to have the earmuffs on and not hear it. Hard not to hear that in the human, and you think, oh yeah, probably is pretty slow. I got to make sure I give this a shoulder turn, Steve.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Really, I mean, they've slowed this green down just to manage the amount of pitch that this green has. Earlier in the week, that ball actually was coming all the way off the green than what Justin just did, but right now it's a little bit more sluggish. Not a ton of break here, though. Ball kind of trickled right down this spine here and just get the right speed. Not a lot of movement to it.
Well, without a 3-putt on the week so far is Thomas. Challenging one here up a pretty stiff slope right about there. Well, he listened.
Give that fan, what, 0.5% for the week? Good caddying from outside the ropes.
Yeah, everyone coming into this week was talking about 3-putt avoidance. They were talking about speed control. And that was just absolutely perfect for Thomas. But he'll realize, too, that that was an opportunity gone begging to get just a short scoring wedge in there tight and try and make birdie.
3-putt records yesterday. We had 169 3-putts for the week. 5.2% is the 3-putt percentage. Today in the third round, 3.4%, getting closer to what the season average is. Again, better players made the cut, more experience on the greens, but I'm sure, Colin, you would agree also hole locations today have really helped with that 3-putt avoidance as well.
Yeah, so much.
And you see it's been the shorties today for Cameron Young, already 4 misses from inside of 10 feet.
And this is one of the more exposed greens, too. I mean, this much wind, it can definitely throw off your rhythm. He was doing a lot of work on these 3, 4, 5, 6 footers on the practice green with his father David, and good time to have a golden opportunity pay off here.
Just doesn't have the magic with the putter today. He was the 7th best putter on the PGA Tour last season, ranking 50th this year, and was 4th best in the field through the first 2 rounds. But some days you just don't have the feel, and it looks like today's that day with the putter for Young.
Yeah, that one, he hit it straight on the line that he wanted to hit it on. Just a little misread there for Cameron Young. He'll make the stroll to the 12th.
We'll hike up the hill. We mentioned the wind and how much it's playing a factor today. 12 is far more difficult than it has been the last couple of days.
Yeah, so much so because of that wind that's going to be back into the player's face from the right. See your bunkers down the right-hand side. You've got to try and squeeze it in between those nests of bunker. But look at this pin location. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Over there on the far right of the green. Look at it. It hardly looks like it's on the green. If you're prepared to take it on, you can use those arrows just a touch to the left of the flagstick to try and funnel something in there. But an uphill second shot here at the 12th makes it incredibly difficult. The wind has really changed the complexity of this hole. You can see just 4 birdies against those 22 bogeys and 3 others, playing to a stroke average of 4.33. Extremely difficult hole today with that wind.
This hole location is no bargain here as well, all the way in the back right corner. Love to hit it down the left edge of the fairway to give yourself the best line into that green.
A good drive down that right side with the wind into today. You could stay short of those bunkers. Yeah, just perfect there for Young.
that rode the wind. We've seen JT trying to fight the wind, and it looks like he's going to fight it here again, the way he's set up over here, Steve.
Yeah, you're just trying to figure something out. I mean, look, if there's any flaw in his club face position, gets a little too open. I noticed that a lot on the range. He's missed a few iron shots in some par threes, big time right. And then you get an occasional flip and close it too much.
Has tamed that wild right. Two birdies here at the 12th.
And they can walk up there together to the spot. So one player goes with the wind, the other cuts it against the breeze. They both end up in the same spot. So utilizing the wind, playing it, or at least thinking your way through how to utilize it off the tee is certainly a part of course strategy. For more on that, back down to Frisco. Can't think of a much better place to learn how to play in the wind than the tee you're standing on, Joe.
Oh my gosh, gentlemen, yeah, this is Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Texas all in one spot here in Frisco right now. But I love what you're seeing out there. You're seeing players of a higher level, and you know they're going to use that wind as a backstop. They're going to work it against the wind. Sometimes when you work it with the wind, the ball actually goes that direction a little bit too much. But for the average player out there, here's kind of a little bit of a shortcut that my mentor, who played both the PGA Tour and the Senior Tour, Joe Lopez, showed me years and years ago. You know, those old guys know something. He said, son, grab down onto the bottom of the grip if you need to flight your driver. So what that would do is it would set me up here. I'm in a much closer position to the ball, probably a shorter swing. If I do this right, that ball comes off the bottom of the face, goes a little lower, has a little less spin on it, and it'll roll down the fairway. And when it's rolling, it's not affected by the wind. Now, mine tends to roll the wrong direction, but we can talk about that in the next segment. Guys, it's an easy way to flight it.
Thank you, Pro. We need that in the wind. We're just going to, did we record that? We can just use that next year in Frisco for almost every shot we're going to have to hit. John Rahm birdies 16, Chris Goddard birdies 9. They join Aaron Rai atop the leaderboard at 5 under par. I think, did we have a friendly wager yesterday? We didn't even bother even remember what it was at the end. Do you want to have a, what do you think the lead number is at the end of the day, friendly wager?
We talked about it before we came on air, and you know, 7 was tossed around in the green room. I think at the end of the day, if the lead is at 6, I think that would be where it will fall. Although Chris got her up, he's probably going to try and do a few more than that.
Has to go and survive the back 9 also. Yeah,
good point.
I think I would agree with you at 6. There's no sense in us battling over that one. I think we both have talked our way into 6 under par, which would be amazing. We would see so many potential rounds today in the mid 60s, but maybe the lead number only gets pushed 2 more from where it was at 36 holes because of the difficulty of the last couple of hours for the last few groups out, which is why a player like John Rahm, who teed off a couple of hours ahead of the leaders, was able to play that front 9 before the winds really materialized. And then here on the back 9, par 5 16th is gettable. Hit an amazing shot in a 14 and rolled in the putt for a deuce there. So you're looking at a par finish perhaps, and John Rahm could be the leader in the clubhouse in about 20 minutes from right now.
Yeah, a couple of difficult ones to finish on, the par 3 17th, and again the par 4 18th up the hill towards the clubhouse. So much of that is driven by the tee shot, but fine round. And I keep thinking of the round. We've had him yesterday in our featured group. He didn't take advantage of any of those early holes on that front side with scoring wedges, but he remained patient. And we haven't seen that from John Rahm in years gone by in major championships. He gets a little frustrated, so maybe just a slightly shift in sort of thought process and demeanor.
Patience at a premium today, Steve Scott.
It sure is. And look, both these guys have copied each other in so many ways. I mean, when Cameron Young came out on the PGA Tour, he learned a lot from Justin Thomas, and Justin taught him some shots. And in turn, Justin has actually copied Cameron in a lot of ways. I mean, he's copied his putter. He's copied his shoes. I mean, they're right next to each other here, 158 yards away. They played together the first 2 rounds last week, or a couple weeks ago at the Cadillac Championship, and last week at the Truist. And now they're 3 rounds in so far here at the PGA Championship. So these guys are kind of following each other. Maybe they can follow each other to the birdie zone right here coming the last 7 holes.
Steve, we had a bird's eye, a worm's eye view, I should say, of what Cameron faces here, but a little bit of a wind gust, just backing off, looking for confirmation.
Yeah, they're just enough on the upslope here where you wouldn't want to get one spinning up in the wind and burying it in the front bunker. Very exacting shot to this back right wing of this green here. He's taking it on.
Stood up.
Yes, that's what I wanted. Can't wait for that to flow.
Oh. Full frustration and the inability to keep it underneath that breeze, and another frustrating reaction from Cameron Young. A lot of copying, as Steve alluded to. Steve, I'll give Justin Thomas $100,000 if he can copy Cameron Young's beard.
Yeah, it's pretty thick. I don't know if JT can.
Nah,
not many people can pull that off, but he certainly doesn't want to copy that second shot right there. He's going to learn a lot from that and make sure he's got enough bat here. You've got a little fringe fairway cut to the right of the hole as well if you want to get this ball up there hole high, that shared tee up there with 13. So just got to make sure you get it there.
158 yards. Does play uphill 4 into a pretty stout breeze. Difficult to flight it down. Gorgeous shot. Exactly how you're supposed to play the 12. Stay a little left of it, flight it down.
Justin Thomas went 8 holes without a par from 3 through 10. After a par back at 11, he's like, this is too boring. Maybe a chance at a birdie here at 12. That might be the grossest thing I've seen all week, and it happens to be Cameron Young's golf ball.
Well, it's a fried egg, but it'll scramble your brain, won't it? I don't know if he can keep this thing within 15 or 20 feet here. This is one of the worst ones. This thing came straight down, just what I was talking about on the second shot here, and now he's going to be really struggling to make 4.
Yeah, good smart play there for Cam. That'll come back towards the low point where Thomas's ball is. If he went at the pin there, folks, he would have actually ran it potentially off the back of the green. So you never really want to follow a bad shot with another bad shot. And you can see there, look at him just aiming completely away from the flagstick. literally just stops the follow through, hacks it out, and uses the slope there to try and stay within a manageable amount of feet to try and save par.
And JT's ball is exactly on Cameron's line here, so it might just graze right by his coin, or you might even have him move it. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. Don't worry, I'll remind him to move it back.
That's a good book, Steve.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I was really slow on that.
You didn't pick up on that?
I was so slow on
that was an opportunity for Steve to
that
plug the book.
Sales pitch opportunity. Nobody in the history of the game of golf had a more consequential move your mark back than Steve Scott.
Well, I hope it's what everybody that plays this game would have done. But Cameron Young right here, this is a very important putt with a very scoreable 13th coming up. Under 300 yards to that green, but this one's got to go down first. Not a lot of break to it, though. So if there was a 15 to 18 footer that you could make, this looks like the one to do it. But the putter has not been his friend today.
How do you try to reset mid-round when things are just going poorly?
I've said it before. I think he's got to lean on his caddy a little bit there, and Kyle's got to really step in at some point and just say, hey, pro, look, you know, let's set ourselves a little target here. You know, and I think, you know, with the firepower and, you know, the opportunities that lay ahead at the Drivable 13th, again at the 16th, you know, he's got to sort of set himself a score. And I'd be, if I was on the bag there, I'd say, hey, listen, you know, we've got to get this back to at least -2 for the day, be within striking distance. You know, John Rahm currently 4 under on his round. He's -5. Chris Goddard up 2 under through his first 9. You know, these guys get a feel for the golf course. They've been out there all day. They know what it's going to be. They're probably going to be 6 or 7 at the end of the day at a stretch. And you've got to stay within striking distance. So I think if he could get it back under par, 1 or 2 under par, and be within, you know, 4 or 5 shots of the lead, that's how he's got to be thinking.
Justin Thomas said that there's been a lot of satisfaction in his mind and in his camp for getting himself back into major contention at the midway point of this championship. It has not been a good run in majors the last couple of seasons for JT. If he's going to be in contention tomorrow, Steve, he's probably going to have to roll in a couple of these over the next hour and a half.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you've got this scoring opportunity. You've got 13 and 16. So got to take advantage of all of them.
Stay up.
Oh, well, he had a perfect look from Cameron Young. Had to actually move his mark. Wasn't able to utilize that to his advantage.
Felt a little low the entire way, didn't it?
Yeah. A lot of pitch from the back of the green there. You know, we've only seen 4 birdies all day at the 12th, and you know, a lot of that is driven by the difficulty to find the fairway, the second shot, but also too that tricky green complex at the back right portion.
All right, tees are up today at 13. It's a birdie hole, maybe even an eagle hole.
Yeah, 292 yards. We've been waiting all week for PGA of America to make the decision to put this and make this a drivable par 4. Today, moving day, Saturday, they have done that. 13 to be playing down breeze 2 off the left-hand side. And you will see a host of birdies here today. In fact, we've seen 32 of them. You mentioned those eagles, Will. There has been 2 of those as well.
Everybody has tried to advance their tee balls up around the greens today. You mentioned the 2 eagles, Michael Kim and last week's winner Chris Rayton. Both got it inside of 10 feet, rolled them in for eagle. So it is the potential. Michael Kim using 7 wood with these tees way up and playing just 292 with a little bit of help. So is as inviting as a 13th is going to play all week long.
It's 266 to the front edge as well, so that's going to be a number that they want to make sure they fly it just right to there. If it comes in a little lower, they can fly at about 260, but the wind is definitely helping from the left.
Very well could run up and shoot just as easily. Yes.
I like what you're thinking.
Two bunkers guard the right side entrance to the screen here at 13, and then there's one bunker on the left-hand side. It's a very narrow little opening, not more than about 15 yards wide. I like what Justin Thomas is doing here. He's kicking it old school. No tee, just bumping up the grass. And that is to try and take a little bit of steam off this, what looks like either a 5-wood or rescue.
Yeah, he's got an 18-degree 5-wood in the bag, so I think that's the perfect number right here.
When you put it on a tee, it just comes off a little bit hotter, so looking to try and land it right on you. What you said there, Steve, 266 with a little bit of help off the left.
They've got 8 or 9 yards worth of approach to run it through as well if it doesn't fly all the way to it. I think about the great shot he hit at Southern Hills on the 17th hole in the final round, driving the green. This is one of his specialties here. This one heading left, though.
Wanted it in the bunker. Believe it did get to the back of that left greenside bunker.
Yeah, that greenside bunker left is actually just short of that pin location. So you can see, yeah, 4 balls in there. They've all managed to get up and down and make birdie. Gets past that bunker, it gets extremely fast down the hill.
This could be Cam's 7-wood. He's got a 7-wood that he hits beautifully. He can definitely fly this to the front edge of the green with this help. A much better line.
Is the wind going to push it back enough? It will. Oh, and that looks like a decent lie, too.
Just over the back edge. Boy, he could use a birdie in the worst of ways as he's tumbled down the board here on a Saturday. Well, 3 different ways you can engage with this moving day at the PGA Championship here on the ESPN app. We've got featured holes. You get the drivable 13th. That's a bonus with 16 and 17. Scotty Scheffler's playing with David Pooge. They're a group ahead of our featured group of Cameron Young and Justin Thomas. So 2 featured groups, featured holes. And we will get you near the completion of this 3rd round. of the 108th PGA Championship. Back at Aronimink for the first time since 1962. As the party deck not partying today. What are we doing here to the left of 13?
That thing was absolutely packed yesterday. Not a soul out there today.
Well, it is a private home, so if the hosts aren't at home, the deck is empty.
No key under the mat?
I thought we were invited for dinner there tonight.
Yeah, so did I. Wonder what it was. Boy or a girl?
Oh, that was
gender
party
reveal.
over on one yesterday.
Yeah,
That would look like a good time. Well, we mentioned Justin Thomas is in that greenside bunker off the tee at the Drivable 13th today. There have been 4 birdies made from over there. More birdies than pars, but no one's failed to get it. Or no one's made bogey from that bunker. It's 50-50 of golf balls that have gotten in there, whether players get it up and down from the sand for their birdie. And again, 2 players that can really use a birdie. Justin Thomas has gotten it to 4 under par in this 3rd round, and then 4 consecutive bogeys to end his front 9 for JT as he looks to put together another streak here on the back 9.
Yeah, I like both these players' opportunities to get these balls up and down. I mean, JT's kind of going right through with the trough of the green. He doesn't have to go up for any huge hogs backs or anything, so he's got a pretty clear line. Cam's got back into the wind. His lie is pretty good in the back of the green on the upslope.
I like what Justin Thomas has done here. He's gone out to the right over onto the green there to survey the lay of the land. You can't quite pick it up there, but what Steve Scott was talking about, but there's a little ridge that sort of creates a shelf up in the back left portion here. He's got to go right across that, doesn't he, Steve?
Yeah, just a little. I mean, there'll be a little left to right in it, but this is kind of one of these, he might be thinking in the back of his mind that he could hole.
You can see, folks, guess how far left he's going to be aiming this one here.
Gifted out of the sand and around the greens, Justin Thomas. Pretty sporty there, and might be in red figures again in just a second.
So much of Justin Thomas, he's known for his power, his creativity with the driver, but around the green he is exceptional, and that was in full display right there. Look at this beautiful, gorgeous lie Steve Scott mentioned. You give this man a decent lie, a relatively straightforward shot, and he's going to get it up and down more often than not.
If you've never been to a PGA Tour event and have not seen Justin hit short game shots in person, I mean, it's a must. It's just, you're right, gifted is definitely the word. Now, Cam's going to go up a little higher on this one because the ball's going to release a little bit downwind.
It's just been that length for Cam Young. Can't quite get it in that sort of kick-in range, and it's going to be tested again. He's been visibly frustrated the last hour and a half or so.
Think about the made putts. Oh. Didn't miss inside of 10 feet yesterday. Was 16 of 18 inside of 10 feet on Thursday. Today he's already missed 5 putts inside of 10 feet. He has not made a putt from 3 to 10 feet. So all of his made putts inside of 10 feet have been effectively tap-ins. He has made 1 bomb, actually 2 bombs today. He's made a 23-footer and a putt from outside of 25 feet. But it's been the little ones that have caused the problems. As he and Kyle Straczynski work things over. Again, his caddy, college teammate at Wake Forest. Straczynski was a very accomplished junior and amateur player in this area and knows these greens, or knows at least the property relatively well, and they are a dynamic duo when it comes to green reading together.
Cameron certainly has accredited his fine play of late to that man. So many of the relationships, the players, the caddies, goes well beyond just being on the golf course.
I like this green complex right here, guys. It's a little shaded from the wind, and so there's been so many putts today that it's been very easy to get knocked off balance a bit from the wind or have the putt be affected by the wind. This is very calm around this green, so I like his opportunity to make this.
Playing this one almost left edge, maybe just a squeak outside. Oh, he pulled that one.
I think he was playing it outside the hole, and it just went a little left early and then didn't break back right. So it's been bad strokes, it's been bad reads, and just not the round that he was hoping for today.
Yeah, you saw it there. It wiggled left early, as you said, and then tried hard to get back to the right. When it is not your day, it seems like everything does not go your way.
Now, almost a formality here for Thomas to get back inside the top 25. Played the hole the way that was meant to be played with the tees up. Drove it up by the green. Good short game shot, and a little bit of order restored with a birdie at 13 for JT. Now can he string them together? 14. You can make a 2 here today with a good swing.
Has played as long as 220 yards today, just 199 yards. And that is because of that pin location today. Nice 9 paces on and 10 off the right side there. Little false front at the front of the green here at the 14th. Has played as the 3rd most difficult in round 1, 2nd most difficult hole in round 2. And today, the 14th is playing as the 10th most difficult hole. A lot of that obviously has to do with moving the tee up a little bit, but also the fact that the wind shift has been into from the left. The northwesterly wind has switched around, blowing a little bit more out of that southwest today. As they say, a middle of the pack hole in degree of difficulty.
This hole just looks light years easier today than it does yesterday with that back right hole location. This one's kind of sitting in the honey pot right in the front. And definitely some help from left to right, which kind of fits everything that your eye wants to do on this hole. So, but JT's had a couple bad misses this week to the right with some irons on some par 3s. So he's just got to make sure he rectifies that a little bit.
We're just looking at the variation in pin locations. Back left, round 1, way in the back, round 2, and then today, round 3. Where will it be tomorrow? You can see the wind in the background there. A little more protected on the tee box here, isn't it, Steve?
It sure is. Yeah, you have a chain link fence with the cover on it all the way around, and with that and the trees, it kind of blocks any of the wind that is up there. So you just have to make sure you're guessing properly. But I wouldn't anticipate this is any more than just a smooth 6-iron here. Could even be a big 7-iron because it plays 5 yards downhill.
Nice and quiet, please. Thank you.
Use that slope just to the left of this pin location to work it closer. And once again, Justin Thomas looking to slide something in there well from left to right.
Oh my.
Normal lie, please.
He did in round 1. Hit the same shot, trying to slide something back there, aiming well left, double crossed it. It's right up against the grandstand, and let's hope that that is not plugged. We saw Cameron Young back at 12.
Colin looked like he took a lot of time standing over that ball, like the cadence wasn't his normal cadence.
It just to me looks like his start lines are so far left. He's almost aiming into trouble, Steve.
Yeah, that was definitely more downwind than it was left to right, and yeah, pretty golden opportunity squandered there. Now let's see if Cam Young can learn anything from that one.
Beautiful. So uphill coming for Cameron Young. And a good swing when he could really use one.
By far the most balanced swing that Cameron Young has made in the last hour and a half.
You can see the frustration though on his face, and still sort of stinging from another short putting miss back at the 13th hole. Something I think any golfer can empathize with. You get over a short one, it should be easy, but the knees start knocking, the hands start shaking. What do you do to master the short putts on the greens? We go to our master down in Frisco, Joe Hallett. Help us with the nervy ones, bro.
Oh, I don't know if you pulled the right guy to tell you about this, but let me tell you, with those greens, the thing that's happened during the day is as that wind is up there, the greens are getting faster, and what you're seeing is in this 5 to 6 foot range. And the players kind of possibly, when things start going a little bit awry, you know, early in the day, they might be hitting this putt and going, okay, I'm going to play for the wind to take it, and the wind doesn't take it the way they think. So then they kind of change their strategy a little bit, and they go, I'm going to play less break, and I'm going to hit a little harder. Well, they play a little less break, they hit a little harder, but now they have a really big problem if it doesn't go in. Finally, the player and the caddy talk to one another, and they're trying to figure things out, and what you see the best players in the world do is they pick a little spot in front of the ball, and they realize that literally, I got to hit my start line. I've got to hit that ball over that dime, and that is all that I can be in control of right here. If you can hit that start line, you got a chance, and it can kind of take you out of all that questioning. Gents, I put a dime down, but it's only a penny for my thoughts. I owe you 9 cents.
You're making all the money for all the short putts that you're making, though. Joe, money when it matters. Always a good drill. Always love the little coin drill. As we're back here with our featured group, and Justin Thomas wanted to draw a good lie. Steve Scott, did he?
Yeah, it's maybe an 8 out of a 10 lie. It's pretty good, but the fact that this green slopes away and the wind is straight at his back is not going to help him hit this one close here. It's going to take a lot of his talent to get this one within 5 feet.
You can see his club face there, miles open.
Oh, look at the bounce that took. It was a fairway quality bounce out of the sand for JT, and in danger of falling back to even par after just making that birdie.
It's just such a bad miss off the tee. I mean, you got a flat lie with the ball on the tee, and you hit that shot right there, and right after making a birdie too. You're trying to pick up some momentum. You're trying to build something here to the clubhouse to give yourself some confidence for tomorrow, and you hit a shot like that.
Super frustrated. That's just the frustration with what Steve was talking about. You put yourself in that position. There's nothing you can do about the difficulty of the shot. As he has not lost his turn for par.
And like I said, he reeled off 3 bogeys to finish. He's out with 9, bogey 10 And he kind of settled a little bit through 11 and 12. Picked up that birdie at the previous hole, the 13th, but then it was just really overplayed what I think was a relatively simple iron shot in here. Hit it pretty much the only place you couldn't hit it, in the greenside bunker left, and now a pretty lengthy one to try and save par again.
Well, he does have some good vibes on this green. He made that really long bogey putt at day one when he had that shot up against the grandstand, but this is can't go to the well that often.
Much doing in this one, or pretty much straight down the 4 line?
Yeah, it's pretty straight. It will actually, it feels like it wants to go left when it gets to the hole, but I think off his feet it will actually kick a little right. So there's a little bit of a double breaker straight back into the breeze as well to kind of throw another thing into the equation.
He needed the dime drill.
He did.
That would also not be legal, but still. Could pick a spot. Pick a little light spot. That's a fallback bogey for JT. Back to even par. Just way too many mistakes there. There have been only 2 bogey-free rounds today. Nick Taylor, who shot 65, did it without a bogey today. Ricky Fowler, also bogey-free today for Ricky. 2 birdies, no bogeys, and a 68. Plenty of bogeys in this group, not enough birdies, but Cameron Young hoping to fix that second part here.
Yeah, that's about as good of a look as you can ask for here. Maybe just a tiny bit right to left, but more up the hill.
That hole has to look as big as a thimble for Cam Young today.
And the frustrations continue with the flat stick for Young in this 3rd round. And they're licking their wounds heading to 15, but it is time to bear down. You might have to grip the club a little harder as you come back into the wind at 15. Aaron Rai, parred 16. But John Rahm, a 3-putt bogey at 18. Chris Goddard, a couple of bogeys making the turn at 10 and 11. Hard to stay near the top of this leaderboard. Final group are both 1 over par, Alex Smalley and Maverick McNeely, although Smalley's made birdies in 3 of his last 4 holes to get back inside the top 10. There you see so many rounds in the 60s today. 66 from an Open champion in Brian Harman. There you see where Justin Thomas has tumbled today. Man, it has not tumbled. How about Rory McIlroy outside the top 100 after his opening round at 74? Those 4 bogeys to close out his opening round. The bogey-free day yesterday, gets him in a position. And then 6 birdies on the card today. Had as many birdies as fairways hit today for Rory McIlroy, currently tied for 6th, but only 2 shots off the lead. And right now, aren't a whole lot of candidates to push that number any higher. Aaron Rai's playing 18, Ludwig Oberg's on 17. There's a very real possibility the lead is just 5 under par going to tomorrow, and Rory would be just 2 back. This is a 3-shot hole for all mortals today at 15.
It's definitely 3 shots for me. I don't know about you, Will. Bunkers down the right-hand side here. There's actually 17 of them in play here at the 15th. Second most amount of bunkers on the golf course. 20 actually on the 7th hole. 551 yards. It's the longest it's played all week. Oh, and by the way, it's back into the breeze. You can see up in the top left side of your camera there. The flag's up on the huge build out. It's a tough fairway to hit at the best of times, Steve, but back into the breeze.
It sure is. And Yeah, you'd love to hit a little bit of a cut to hold it up here, because if anything drawing is going to really be hard to hold this fairway. Fairway pinches into about 22 yards wide at the end of the bunker complex here.
Oh, yes.
And that one is well left.
That was a sarcastic oh yes there from Cameron Young. Oh, we might get lucky if that gets out on, well, it looks like it's going to stay in the thick grass. Looking to play a big sweeping fade back onto the fairway, and that is a double cross if you've ever seen one. But you can see the fairway up there. 300 yards to the 2 bunkers on the right-hand side there, back into the breeze. That'd be a pretty stout poke. But you can see the whole fairway there, is, to Steve Scott's point, really does tilt quite aggressively from right to left. And when the wind off the right, difficult fairway, it's forcing your hand.
If the members played here from this tee in this wind, they'd hit driver, fairway wood, and a 9-iron or something.
They couldn't get to the fairway, Steve.
Some of them. But these are the best players in the world. We're going to challenge them as much as we can.
Get in the people. Get to the people, he says. He's a man of the people. No, he wants that trampled down line. He's not going to get it. So 2 left misses off the tee, and could have 2 gnarly lies coming in. A lot of golf the last month for Cameron Young. And it may just be mounting on him today as they're trying to make sure they stay in touch at the top of the leaderboard.
Round 3 of the PGA Championship. Moving day.
You starting to
So you have to stay in it. I know it's frustrating right now, Colin Swatton, but just stay in it. Find a way to grind for the next 45 minutes, and you still could be in the mix of this tournament come tomorrow.
Yeah, that's this thing. We talked about it early in the first few holes of today's telecast, that you have to remain patient. You have to lean on your caddy. Your caddy has to keep you in the right frame of mind, constantly remind you that they don't hand out this trophy until late on Sunday. Justin Thomas is proof that even with 6 bogeys on the scorecard today, that realistically he is not out of this golf tournament, Steve.
Yeah, JT's just had nothing. That ball was sitting down like somebody stepped on it. They didn't, but.
You're an animal. Yeah, that'll play. You're an animal. Well done, JT.
Just hops in. That's sitting up pretty nicely for him. That pitching a putt from there would be a really nice 4.
Yeah, pin all the way in the back. He's got plenty of room.
Now Cam got it over here. He's in the fescue in between the 16th hole and 15 here, but there's a big clump of grass right behind his golf ball. I don't think he's going to be able to get a good look at this thing at all.
He abandoned a stroller up in the tree there. Everybody wants a video of one of the hottest players on the planet, 3rd-ranked player in the world, who are braver than me to stand 10 paces to the right of a man with that much grass behind his golf ball.
Yeah, 249. I mean, that's going to be a real tall ask even for a man of this strength here.
Let's go, Ken. Oh, wow.
Wow. Look at where this is going to end up. Keep going. What a shot from Cameron Young. Getting ready for an Open Championship with this little bump and run.
Yeah, look at that lie stuck right between the 2 toughs. You can actually see as he came down, the club almost recoiled backwards at him. What'd you call it the other day? Dad strong?
Yeah, that's dad strong right there.
It's just pure athleticism, reacting to the lie. Absolutely gorgeous. It's going to feel like an eagle putt there for Cam Young.
Just imagine the momentum turn. You got a very gettable par 5 coming up at 16 with the wind helping. Make that birdie putt. You never know what you could do the last 4 holes of this round. After over 60 years, the PGA Championship will make a historic return to Dallas-Fort Worth in 2027. Join us next May at the home of the PGA of America in Frisco as we welcome the strongest field in golf back to Texas. To register for tickets, visit pgachampionship.com/register. Registration closes soon. Okay, so you ready for the trivia question?
Far away.
The last time the PGA Championship was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area was in 1963. The great coincidence in all of this is that it was the year after the last time we played a PGA Championship at Aronimink, 1962. So we were going to Dallas for the first time since 1963. The year after we returned to Aronimink for the first time since 1962. Can you name the DFW course that hosted that 1963 PGA?
No.
No, neither could I. Steve? He doesn't want to part of this.
I don't think there's too many players in the world that can hit the shot that Cameron Young just hit right there. That lie was not good at all. Now JT's lie, this ball's sitting up pretty nicely. He's just going to be able to judge this release. He's got all the green in the world to work with. Not a whole lot of humps and bumps between he and the hole either. So should be able to get this one within 8 or 10 feet, I would think.
Coming off bogey at the previous hole, the 14th. I'm sure he'd like to get a little closer than that.
Uses the manhole cover to slow down momentum, and we could end up with a 4-3 between these two.
See, they're aiming well out to the right-hand side. The whole green complex here at 15 does tilt from right to left. And watch this one just clip the coin there of Cameron Young, take a little bit of zip out of it, and he's got himself just outside 3 feet. Try and save par with a very, very gettable par 5 16th coming up downwind.
They're having a conversation. Did Justin's ball move the coin of Cameron Young? And I think they're going to maybe ask a rules official to look at it in case that mark changed location. Take another look here. No, it did not. It did not change its location. It just rattled it.
Jesse Barbs, the PGA of America rules official here, walking with this group. Just confirmed that.
Can he make a short one?
Yeah, a little right to left here. This would be some 3 from that lie.
Just the 7th birdie of the day here at 15, and it gets Cameron Young back to even par.
It's been a lean stretch. You can see there 9 holes it has been since his last birdie, which was back at the 5th.
And I can tell you this, Aaron Rai is going to make at least bogey at 18. So that putt for Cameron Young gets him just 4 off of the lead at the PGA Championship late on a Saturday. Justin Thomas has this putt. To stay at even par and just 4 off the lead.
That was really nice use of the green, the way he flighted that one low and let the ball release so well. Proof that you don't have to loft it up if you have all that green to work with. Just let the green do the work.
What a 3, what a 4 from those 2 drives. And a little extra acceleration in the stride of both players heading over the tee at the par 5 16th. That was a well-managed hole, and we've been treated to some incredible shot making this week from outside 240 to do this.
Little opening at the front of the green here at 15, allowed for this. That just got better and better and better for Cam Young.
And had to pay it off. Had not made a putt in the 3 to 10 foot range so far today. But that one dropping for Young, now has the honor on the tee at the par 5.
He's looking at about a 293 carry over that big cluster of bunkers down the left, and I think he's going to have to take that line. He's going to have to play a little aggressively here, but he's definitely got the 300+ carry in him, and the wind is helping off of his left. And I bet you he's got a little bit of adrenaline after that great 3 right there at 15.
Let it ride!
Will it hold?
It's got to stop.
Well, I can tell you can't. It's going to stop in the first cut. Whole fairway here at the 16th tilts from left to right. Playing 554 yards today. The 15th, 551 back into the breeze. This one, as you can see by the chit down in the bottom left corner there, 14 miles an hour, 16, 17, just down and off the left. Thomas looks like a more aggressive line challenging these bunkers.
Yeah, I think you need to really think about hitting it in the fairway here. He hit it left into a nasty lie in round 1 and made 6 here. This one definitely starting left.
He left nothing on the tee box on this one. Oh, but he's going to find the thick stuff again.
Hoping just to advance that up near the green. As these two stars walk down the 16th, they've had another superstar alongside them for this walk. PGA Hope ambassador Sean Sanders from the Philadelphia PGA section, been walking with JT and Cameron Young from the beginning of the day.
PGA Hope is so much bigger than golf. Shows you that light that you keep moving, keep going, keep swinging a club. You never know whose life you're going to touch. They've obviously touched mine in so many ways.
Well, I can't help but think what it means to them, what it means to me. I know what it means to me to be their pro. So we've already won, man.
It's been life-changing, especially as I was losing my vision. It's given me life back where I didn't think there was hope, and PGA provided that.
There's a bond there. There's a culture there. As a veteran, I am honored to be in their presence.
You don't realize how much you'll miss the camaraderie. You find a program like Hope, it brings you back together with a lot of people that you have a lot in common with that the outside world might not recognize. It's just really special.
The Hope in PGA Hope stands for Helping Our Patriots Everywhere. More than 65,000 veterans have been served with a 6 to 8 week golf program at no cost through PGA coaching. We mentioned that with this group today is Sean Sanders. Sean was a first sergeant in the U.S. Army from 1992 to 2015. He has a Bronze Star, an Army Commendation, the Army Achievement, Combat Action Badge, an Army Superior Unit Award, and also a Presidential Unit Citation. It's his second time this week walking as a walking scorer. And again, an incredible program that started, Sean started in the program back in 2016 and has advocated on behalf of other veterans to join it, growing with the game of golf and continuing forward with the game of golf. An incredible program. We thank Sean for his service. We thank the PGA of America for all they have done to help folks like Sean find a community, find hope, find happiness after serving our country all across the globe. And thankfully for Sean, he doesn't have to carry that sign into the rough for players, or he can stay in the fairway. As you've seen plenty of birdies and a few eagles here today. Just lie dependent, Colin, on these second shots coming up for these players?
Yeah, so much of it is lie driven. You heard Steve Scott mention that Justin Thomas hit it way left here, resulted in making a 6. We've seen, as you said, 5 eagles here today, 37 birdies, and playing down breeze today. You've really got to take advantage of this hole. And for Cam Young, just in that first cut of rough, in actual fact, the first cut is not more than 18 inches wide. But you can see there at first glance there, Justin Thomas looks a little bit perplexed at the lie he's drawn down here on the left-hand side. You can hardly see his boots. It's that thick down that left side. Capped at 3.5 inches was the last cut on Wednesday evening. And this grass has just continued to grow, get thicker. And we're getting a first glimpse at it there on our screen. Steve, talk to us.
Yeah, Colin, it's a little bit spotty over here. I think they're actually going to hit that rough a little bit more than the rest of the club right there. But he's got a decent enough lie. He can get this ball maybe a couple hundred yards. I don't know if he's going to be able to get this all the way to the green. But Cameron Young's got a beautiful lie right in this beveled cut of first cut of rough here on the edge. He's going to have no problem getting home here with an iron.
Got that bunker some 70 yards short of the green. There, you know, no issue to cover that bunker and trundle it up towards the front of the green.
No, I think he can get it close, maybe into the approach of the green up there. Maybe he'll have a 40-yard shot or something. But I think to think about getting this one on the surface is a pretty tall task. If he hits it in the bunker, the front bunker on the left, he's got room to work with. But he's got to watch the grass might wrap around that hosel and kind of snap the club face shut a little bit.
To us, it looks like maybe a medium iron. Aiming well out to the right.
Yeah, the good news is he's got a very upright swing plane, which is going to help him.
Didn't flip it, and that gets outside the gallery ropes. Got plenty of green to work with, though.
Now Cam, if he takes a direct line at the hole, he's got to cover 214 yards. It plays ever so slightly uphill. The lie's good. I don't think it's going to jump at all on him.
221 to the, I should say 201 to the front of the green.
I like it, Cam. I like it. Love it.
There's a little bit of a neck there too. You can elect to try and run it up through there if you can. It looks to me like he's playing a little bit more towards the front right of the green.
Yeah, he did that in round one. This one's coming out a little lower, trying to chase it in there.
Now, bunker wouldn't be the worst place to play from. And I've seen a lot of activity today. It's a long bunker shot.
A lot of action in that front bunker today. About half the field getting it up and down. Cameron Young looks to string together birdies here on the back nine. Five-way tie for the lead. Major champion John Rahm tied with Ludwig Oberg, Matty Schmid, Nick Taylor, Aaron Rai, and Rory McIlroy, who's made up over 100 spots in 2 days. Final duo, Alex Smalley and Maverick McNeely. They've got 6 holes to go. It's just amazing what pressure can do in the final group. Alex Smalley got off to a horrible start, with bogeys at 1, 2, and 4, but pars after that to settle things down. And then 3 birdies in the card. Got a really good birdie opportunity coming up at 13. We could be back in a share of the lead of this golf tournament with no separation. Either go to our feature group, Justin Thomas and Cameron Young. They're both just 4 shots out of that 5-way tie for the lead, but they're tied for 30th. There is so much traffic at the top of the leaderboard here on a Saturday.
It's like Talladega in NASCAR. Everybody's bunched up. Gonna remain that way to the end, it looks like. JT's got all the green in the world to work with. Back into the wind. Nice matted down lie in this rough over here where all the gallery is trampled. I think he's got a good opportunity to get this in close. Not too dissimilar to the shot he had back there on 15 distance-wise, too.
I like what he's doing here, too, Steve. He's actually trying to find a little bit of grass that has a similar look to it. You see him take a series of practice swings there just to try and get a sense for how that club is actually going to come through that lie. That helps with the predictability of what it's going to do and once it hits the green.
Yeah, I think he's going to play this in low and let the green just run it up the green here.
Two fine pitches in the last 2 holes there for Justin Thomas. One to save par at the previous hole, the 15th. Another one here to try and set up a birdie at the 16th, the par 5.
Colin, he changes his trajectories on these pitch shots better than anybody I've seen. I mean, that's what he does in his practice. That's what he does out here when the tournament flag goes up as well. He can hit it high, he can hit it low, and he knows exactly how far it's going when he hits whatever height that he wants.
Yeah, so many guys, these younger, let's just call them a younger breed of golfers, almost become one-dimensional in what they do and what they play. 2 things you have to have paramount when you're pitching and chipping around the green is, number 1, the correct amount of spin, and number 2, the correct flight. You have to marry those things together if you're going to be successful.
Well, there's one for Cameron Young. Ball slightly above his feet, which is good. He's got plenty of green to work with. I think this is the shot he can get up and down 60 or 70% of the time. I mean, this is very, very doable here.
Oh my God, it hit so hard right.
You can hear Cameron, you say, oh my gosh, that kick's so far right. That club face was open a mile for that length of shot. He would have had to have generated so much speed to get it to fly that far back.
I was actually surprised he didn't walk up here a little bit more and take his time, and look how much the slope and the wind was going to kick that one to the right as well with all that time he had.
Yeah, it looks like the most lofted of his wedges as well. That thing was a mile open for how far he had. It's 60, almost 64 feet. That's a long way to hit a 60-degree lob wedge, especially like you say with the breeze and this much contour and slope in the green here. Let's take one more look at that. Look, that is a mile open, isn't it, Will?
Yeah, we've had the ability to watch a lot of other players just with the access that we have to monitors and things, and we've had a lot of players in that bunker today and haven't tried to play big, high, spinny shots. Just sort of get it out and let it roll down that slope to the hole location. It was not just looking at the surface, but also sort of the choice of the bunker shot to play down in the flat. That was, I guess, a bit of a head scratcher here for Cameron Young.
Gorgeous, gorgeous shots at the previous hole to set up birdie. A little indifferent bunker shot here. And now a lot more than he would have thought he was going to have when he hit his second shot in here, par 5.
And what's going to accentuate any left to right break here is the left to right wind. And it's going to be sluggish because he's going back up into the wind as well. That's going to definitely affect the break of this putt.
Oh, it's good now. That is back-to-back birdies. And on a day when he has looked dejected, disgusted, disinterested, all sorts of emotions, Cameron Young has fought his way back to 3 off the lead.
This round could have gone absolutely sideways for that man. We heard him stuttering to himself, mumbling to himself. He was visibly disturbed with how he was playing early in the round, but he has hung in there. He has grounded out like the professional he has. We've talked about his schedule. You know, obviously the players win again at the signature event down in Miami, the Cadillac Championship, the commitments, the mental exhaustion, everything that he's had to deal with, but he has fought so hard today, given himself maybe a couple of chances, 17 and 18, to get one more and close this gap on those leaders. Top the leaderboard at 4 under.
Yeah, Cam Young took a pretty long look at that leaderboard as it scrolled through the scores over there, and so he kind of knows where he's at. And look, I mean, you could birdie 17 and or 18 as well. 18 is going to be playing straight downwind. Really nice pitch shot to get to here for JT.
They both take advantage of the par 5. 2 to go. This duo back to -1. Each just 3 shots off of the lead. That's why you just never lose focus. Cameron Young struggled with the putter all day long, but then an amazing recovery shot at 15, setting this one up. And now it looks like a completely different golfer to close out a Saturday.
A different bunker shot to this point, but straight uphill, not much movement in it. He manages for 2 in a row, 15 and 16, to get into red figures and just 3 off the lead with 2 holes to play. Cameron Young put it together a good day. 17, 208 yards. It's actually the shortest yardage it has played all day. You can see round 1, the pin was all the way in the back left. Round 2, sitting over more towards the left side. Round 3, shortest of all the yardages over there in the far right-hand pocket. This par 3 will play downwind today, with the wind off the left, coming out of a more southwesterly direction. Totally different wind direction. Some variety in the pins. We've seen some great scoring. We've seen some plays struggle.
85, 88 shot. Yeah.
All right, we've got a lot of help on the wind here, left to right. 200 yards covers that bunker in line with the hole location here. And he can hit this thing sky high. He's going to need to. But there's a little backstop up there. I think he's going to take some dead aim here.
He's going to be cognizant beyond this flagstick here. It does run away a little bit into a valley. Easy now.
Don't do it, you bastard. Come on.
Wants it to come back down the slope, but it's just going to stay up there, Cam.
Wow, I love this place.
Are you joking? I'm down here thinking of an 8-iron, dude. As crazy as it is.
Just think if it gets up in the air, like it's going to be 20 to help. Yes. At least.
Are they talking 8-iron there, Steve?
Yeah, I think he's thinking about 8-iron.
Line at 97.
And looking at what Cam just did right there, this wind is very strong at the player's back right now.
Yeah, we're probably not going to feel as much.
No, I know. I'm watching. Yeah, kind of watching the flags, not quite blow as hard.
And I could, try to.
Yeah, you don't need to carve it too much, right?
I
Or
just
does that
think for
just
it to
take
stop.
a little bit of.
speed off of it. Or both. I think we're taking speed off of it and for it to stop. Alright, I'll just do something like that with the 7-iron. I think that, yeah, I mean, that's going to be playing my side. If it takes a big, Cam's fine where it is, it's not. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Like, this gets our number, right?
Well, the 17th is playing 208 yards. You heard Justin Thomas say it's playing at least of 20 wind. That would make it 188 pin. Pin location 14 paces on. This is a 174-yard front. And the wind at the moment, our wind gauge is showing 14, 15 miles an hour.
I think it's a good calculated risk, Colin.
Looking to try and slide it in there from the left there, Steve.
That was a smooth one. That had to be the 7-iron.
Stop.
Nice shot.
Nope. Oh, hits one little late afternoon growth of grass to keep it from coming back down another slope. What a wonderful execution of a player caddy strategy. Justin Thomas coming off a birdie at 16. Suddenly 3 back again as we've had 0 separation on Saturday here at the PGA.
There's the new PGA champion.
Add that one to PGA Championship lore. We're rising like titans. Yes!
Now it is my privilege to present the Aronimink Trophy to the player who beat the strongest field in golf.
We're gonna rise like titans.
There was a record 58 players 6 shots or better off of the lead entering this 3rd round. There are presently 51 players 6 shots off the lead or better nearing the end of this 3rd round. A moving day Saturday has seen little movements, great ups or great downs, more just a shuffling. We threw everybody into a blender and just sort of spit out a new leaderboard with a whole bunch of players tied at 4 under par. There's 7 of them. Our featured group of Cameron Young and Justin Thomas at 1 under par are just 3 back. They each have birdie looks here at the 17th. And while they continue to survey, Colin Swatton, what is it going to take for somebody, now we're going to have to ask that question for tomorrow, to try and separate and win this golf tournament?
Well, I think a lot of it is going to have to do with the way that they set this golf course up. We thought when we were doing this sort of thing late yesterday, we both thought that they were going to set it up a little bit more for scoring. They certainly did that. But I think we're going to see a spread of pin locations tomorrow. We're going to see some easier ones like we saw today, but I think we're still going to see some more difficult ones that we saw through the first 2 rounds. I think 2 categories that we're going to see is approach play from 125 to 150. That's going to be vitally important, but also too, 3-putt avoidance and putting is going to be key tomorrow, especially with these gifts. If you don't take advantage of the easier hole locations tomorrow, it's going to make for a frustrating day, and you're going to see players start to push and shove as they try and make a run for it on Sunday late.
Well, they say the wind is going to be a lot less tomorrow too. That will not affect the putts quite as much, and this one's going to be down the hill, a little slippery, left to right at first, and then I think the wind will actually hold it straight at the end.
Yeah, good call. It did just that. Little late run here for Cameron.
Yeah, we talk so many times about comebacks and what it takes, and you can sit here and say, well, I'm only 3 shots off of the lead. And you say, well, what's the traffic like when you're only 3 shots off the lead? You've got 20 golfers between you and the top of the leaderboard if you're Cameron Young or Justin Thomas. But think about the advantage of these guys are about to finish up. If, say, there's 2 pars the rest of the way, you're going to be 12 groups out ahead of the leaders in terms of the advantage that might provide you in warm-up or conditions or whatever it might be. There are going to be a lot of players, I think, tomorrow that have an opportunity to post and wait and see what happens on the back 9 here at Aronimink as Justin Thomas looks to go back-to-back.
Yeah, working back up the hill. Not a ton of break here. This one is imminently holeable.
Couple of ho-hum 3s here at 17 for this group. Each 1 over for the day, 1 under for the week. And 1 more to go. Head up the hill to home with a nice gust at your back here, Colin.
Yeah, the idea place would be to take it up that left-hand side. You can see there 320 to the sea of bunkers down the right-hand side. Also, too, that tall redwood guards the whole right side and right entrance to this green here with this pin located over in the far left portion today. 11 paces on, 8 off the right. When we walked it on Tuesday, we thought, oh, is we going to see a pin location up here on the left-hand side? We didn't think if they could fit one in. You can see a shelf is created in the left portion here. Has given up 8 birdies, but there's also been 21 bogeys, 1 other. All adds up to a stroke average of 4.21. You have to find a fairway here. We saw Aaron Rai, little hiccup here in his closing hole. You're forced to take this left side on, and there is some thick, juicy rough down that left side.
Chris Kirk came to this tee earlier today. He was 7 under in the round, tried to shoot the round of the week, and was just off the green in 2 swings and made a double with the challenge that front hole location presents as well. So there's been plenty of challenge today, even with the more favorable wind helping players up this 18th hole.
Cameron Young might not even need driver here at all. Might be too much on this one. Straight downwind right here.
I would tend to agree with you. You know, for him, he's flying at 310.
He could probably hit 3-wood 8-iron into this green. Fairway's 45 yards wide, shy of the bunkers there, so I think that's the method you have to play here.
I agree, and that 40-yard wide fairway is shrunk. You can see that huge redwood down there on the right-hand side. You get anything in that right side of the fairway there, you get blocked out, especially with that blind second.
It is the 3-wood. Is it drawing? Yes, now stays short of it. Now it's going to trickle into the rough.
That's a big 6-inch difference right there, isn't it?
Just wondered if could he have hit driver and tried to carry the bunkers, carry that left bunker. We'll never know.
It really does pinch in up there as you get a little bit further. You can see our target sign there. It's no more than about 20 yards wide up there.
I mean, that was 330 up the hill, 3-wood. JT, his ball speed's about 10 miles an hour slower off the driver, so a little down the fairway. Does he have driver in hand?
He certainly does have driver. He's just looking over to the par 3 to make sure nobody's hitting. He's way over on the far right-hand side of the tee box once again. His miss, if any, when he's been aiming this far left, has been left.
Same spot. Missed fairway, lie dependence. May have some tree trouble as well for our final duo, trying to stay 3 back at the last.
I'm wandering onto the 18th green. It's pretty typical of a lot here. Quite wide, exceptionally wide, and about 35 paces deep. It's almost a circle. But there's about 50% of this putting surface you really can't put the flags on because there's too many slopes. You just watch those balls wandering about. There's the back right, there's one over the bunker here, a little gully in the middle. But there's a little special one. And like a lot of greens on this golf course, there's little areas where you can tuck the flag. And just look at this. It's like going into your parlour, just on the left side of the green, little flat area here. I mean, it's a work of art, little bluff at the front, bunker to the left. It's a miniature green in itself. And if you can tuck the flag here, it'll be so tricky. It must be 3 yards by 3 yards, little ledge, little shelf where you can tuck the flag. Will they use it? Kerry Haig's in charge of putting the flags out, and he's a master of it. And there's a lot of greens like this with these little plateaus, and it makes your approach play got to be so accurate. Little bunker there, just down the slope there. It's beautiful. It's A1. It's fantastic.
Well, not quite the exact spot on that little tabletop, but just to the right of it. And if either of our players can get anywhere near the hole location at 18, it'll take a Herculean effort.
Yeah, certainly from where these two players have driven their ball, you can see Cam Young, 322, 3-wood. He's got 160 from that first cut. And Justin Thomas, 322 also. But it's all going to be lie dependent. Did you get eyeballs on it, Steve?
I did, and I'd rather be Cam Young right now. His ball's sitting up pretty well, but Justin Thomas's ball is sitting in a bird's nest. It is no good. I don't even know if he can get to the green. I really don't. They both have tree issues if they can both get golf clubs on the ball. And they're not going to be able to curve it that much out of the rough either. So they've got some issues here.
Cameron Young. Oh, here's a look at the two players arriving.
Darn it.
Oh, wish that was not mine, he said. Oh boy, look at that ball there for Cameron Young.
This tree is too tall as well. This ball's sitting on a nice little upslope, but I think he's going to have to play this ball low. I think that's his best opportunity here. I don't think he can get it over this tree. These guys are both 160 away from the hole as well, so this ball was in the fairway. It'd probably be a big 9-iron up this hill, but downwind.
You could hear him mentioning a 130. They might be playing for a little bit of a hopper here.
Yep, for sure. He can run this ball up. There's nothing in front of the green here, but there are some humps that could kick it right or left.
Right.
All right, that's on to Ken's little tabletop over there. Will it? Let's see if it's going to fall off. And that is going to be a real chore.
Oh boy, almost up against the bumper rail, and it is lightning fast down there.
Now, you won't be surprised to hear there's been nobody that's been able to put a ball in that location. It's had short left, a little bit long in left, but whole high left, no.
Up there, that'd be close. Okay. So I was thinking either we lay it back, you know, where you can spin it. I don't like that just because it's hard enough to hit that.
There's no way Revy's going to talk him out of giving this one a clip.
It's going to take all the might in his 160-pound frame right here to advance this ball up anywhere close to the green. There's so much bluegrass behind this thing. You'd have to get super steep with it and then get lucky.
Yeah, we can't even see the bottom of the golf club here when he puts it in. No, we can't even see his shoes. You're going to see a Herculean attempt here. This one's going to test the back.
Just get it as far down there as possible and figure out with it. And again, we've had a couple of swings this week from Justin Thomas where I know he's cleared, I know he's strong, I know he feels comfortable, but man, to trust that back to do that, oh, I'm gonna go take an ice bath after we get off the air just for that move right there, just watching it.
Wow, that's a lot of trust.
Again, he had the procedure in the winter. More, it wasn't affecting his back. He did not have back pain. It was more a bit of hip discomfort and sort of tingliness down one of his legs. And they looked at it and said, yeah, there's a little compression in there. So they went in there and kind of shaved one of the discs. So it wasn't a full back injury that required it, but still, you go under the knife, you cut things open, you shave a few things down, and it takes the recovery that he said was, you know, more dealing with the boredom than anything else. And it's just every single time you have one of those sort of moments, I just can't imagine the human in you doesn't just think back to yourself, can I do this? Will my body allow me to do this? And now he's going to try and get it up and down for his par here at the last. See the visualization Justin talked after yesterday, so that when the golf courses get hard, he says, I quote, get very visual, trying to imagine trajectory, see the slope, how the ball will interact on the ground and in the air. And use that imagination to try and execute a golf shot, and he is in full grind mode right now. We were talking about how he feels, stretching everything out as he walked up 18.
Yeah, Will, this is going to take all of that skill that you just mentioned right there. He's going to hit a big bump and run here from 43 yards. He's got to land this like on the hood of a Volkswagen. He has to land it just perfect, or else it'll kick right or kick left. The way this little mound is right in the front portion of this green, really here. And straight downwind to boot. If he can get this within 8 or 10 feet, it would be a very good shot from here.
Well, we have talked about his prowess around the greens. He's going to be tested here.
Gave it a scare, but there's all that slope.
Just bruising the turf. You saw the early click of the finger. That's usually a sign that they believe they have clipped it absolutely perfect. Had to land that within no more than a yard of his landing spot, and I think he executed it perfectly. Just a difficult pin location to get to, and that's been reflected by the lack of birdies.
All right, walk me through Mr. Toad's wild ride here for Cameron Young.
Yeah, this is okay. He went right to the putter, and the rough right behind the golf ball here, he's got a couple inches to work with, and it's not so pronounced where he's going to have to get super steep with the putter. I don't think this is too big of a deal right here, honestly. There's a little bit of a funky break left, and then at the hole, or excuse me, a little right off the putter, and then left when it gets closer to the hole. But nothing he can't get this ball up and down into.
We're just getting a little bit of a look for it now. See that little bit of a gap that you've got. Great view from directly behind and exactly what he's got to negotiate coming back down that slope. That practice putting stroke doesn't look like it's got a lot of zing in it.
He might put this just back in his stance and get a little steeper than he normally would. Would bobbled right off the blade.
Oh no. It's trying hard for him.
The rally from both of these players late on this back nine, and just trying to get it to the house on a day that has really tested Cameron Young's patience. Now, the closest thing to putts that'll feel like birdies going into your overnight preparation, these two par savers for JT and Young.
Well, if they both tie this hole, they may just play together one more time tomorrow. They'd like to tie it with 4s instead of 5s. This one back up the hill, a little bit of a rise, about halfway between the ball and the hole.
He took driver off the tee, tried to fashion a high, soft fade, ran through into the thick stuff, and from there it was a struggle.
Too many mistakes today for JT. 7 bogeys in a third round 72. He will have to chase from well behind coming up tomorrow. Presently 5 shots off the lead. That is outright for Alex Smalley, who just made His third back nine birdie over at 15. Cameron Young trying to stay 4 back of that Smalley lead. With this lightning fast little tester.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to move towards the back of the green ever so slightly towards his left. But he and Kyle are going to give this the full treatment here. Got to hit it soft enough where there's a little right to left wind that might just influence the break as well. So this is not a super simple putt as far as judging the break.
Day defined by, with that putter, going to be a closing bogey as well for Cameron Young. Both of these players equaling 72s. And we'll see how the tee times shake out, but you're right, they could be in a 2-ball again tomorrow, trying to run down whatever that lead number might be. What a wild ride. So many low scores, Colin, early on this moving day Saturday, but then you see some great players like Justin Thomas and Cameron Young struggle when the breezes came up. And because of that, no separation. So it'll depend what Alex Smalley does over the next 45 minutes, but there's 30 to maybe even 45 players that could win this golf tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, we're in for a warm one tomorrow. The mercury's going to be up in the early 90s, coming out of the wind, coming out of that southwest again, similar direction to today. But so much of it is going to be driven by pin locations tomorrow, but also to the moment of trying to win a major championship.
So many 65, 66s today, allowing even more players to get to the top of this leaderboard. Some major champions as well. Moving day had all the moves, up, down, all around. And it will be the most congested leaderboard that we have had in quite some time at a major championship. 72s today from Justin Thomas and Cameron Young, with a few groups still left on the golf course. For our entire crew, for Steve Scott and Colin Swatton, I'm Will Haskett. One more day to go. We'll see you back here tomorrow for feature group coverage of the 108th PGA Championship.